So come on, we want to know what this prize was that you won. Well, good morning. It's an absolutely beautiful morning, but it's going to get really, really hot later. And today's my first ride since recovering from COVID. Firstly, thanks for all the good wishes. I appreciate that. I managed to avoid COVID all through the pandemic and really up until a couple of weeks ago. I guess I let my guard down, you know, all the hand washing we used to do, not doing that anymore. Nobody's testing anymore. But I knew that this was COVID. It was different to anything I've ever had before. Started with a really nasty cough, then I had a throat full of razor blades, abdominal pains, headache, you name it, it came at me. So I do sympathise, and I can see how people lost their lives. I mean, I wasn't bedridden or anything like that, but I'm pretty fit, pretty strong, so I can imagine how it can really damage people with any illnesses. Somebody did ask me if it's normal to test these days. Well, it's not, as far as I know, but I had a test left over from before, and that confirmed that I had got the COVID. I actually bought some tests just to follow up, and mainly because I do guided rides, and we've got some coming up next week with cancer patients and cancer survivors. The last thing I want to do is give somebody like that COVID. So, but fortunately I can tell you now that I've tested clear, so I'm all okay to get going again. I'm meeting Wendy today. We're going to take it easy. Not sure how far we're going to go, but I bought the Ribble today. So got some e-power should I need it, which I'm sure I will. So hopefully we'll be okay. I think it's going to be really hot today, so got plenty of hydration on board. And I think with this sort of thing, it's a case of take it easy, get yourself back into it slowly. Otherwise you end up prolonging it. In truth, I think that I've overdone it recently. You know, we had the Edinburgh to Grantham ride, then I did the overnight 135-mile ride, and then straight into the rides with my son up on those awful hills in the South Downs. So I think I was probably at a low ebb. So got to learn to act my age, I think. So anyway, we'll go for a gentle ride today, and we're going to have a chat with Wendy and find out all about that prize that she won. I said we wouldn't do very far today, but I'm already nearly on 30 miles. And
oops,
we're nearly at our stop, not far to go.
No.
But it's okay at the moment. I've not really used much power. I've not even used 25% yet. But that's because we've got a tailwind. I want to reserve it for on the way back, because
I'll be hiding behind you on the way back.
I think I'm definitely going to need it. But this is where having the e-assist is great.
Definitely, yeah.
These are just the sort of days you need it.
And you can save a bit to get up Casthorpe Hill.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You'll go turbo up that hill.
Oh, it says we've got to climb.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count as a climb though, does it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah. Clues in the title.
Yeah, Thorpe on the Hill, but it's not really hill country, is it? So here's our lunch stop. It's the Boathouse at Wispy. First time of coming here, but it comes highly recommended, so fingers crossed.
Aqua Park. Oh, cool.
So come on, we want to know what this prize was that you won. You were all excited about it.
I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
So about 4 weeks ago, I was on Facebook, and Geraint Thomas posted on Facebook if you wanted to go to see the last stage of the Tour de France, why not enter this competition on Continental tyres? So I looked at the calendar and I said to Terry, oh, we're free that weekend, very flippantly, you know. I said, I'll enter it. And as an avid follower of the Tour de France, we got the call. So this woman phoned us up and said, you know, you entered a competition. And I automatically assumed it was going to be a customer satisfaction thing or something like that. I said, yeah, well, for the Tour de France. She said, well, I'm pleased to tell you that you're one of the winners.
Wow.
And we were like jumping around the kitchen going, oh my God. We were just amazed.
I wouldn't have answered the call with a number I didn't know.
Well, I nearly didn't. It was that close.
Yeah.
We just sat in the kitchen and the number went and I thought,
wow.
Yay! So then you get through the email with all the details on of what the VIP tour is going to be.
So I presume you had to pay for your flights and...
No.
What?
No, you didn't pay for anything. So they pay for your car park at Gatwick, although we went by train, but car park at Gatwick, your flights, and they booked the flights, made all the bookings and everything, so you didn't have to do anything. Your flights to Nice, there and back, VIP lounge.
What, the airport?
At Gatwick Airport.
Gosh.
Yeah, so we had breakfast and lunch because the plane was a bit late. So we had breakfast and lunch at the airport. And then this was on the Saturday. So the Saturday night, we booked into the hotel, which was right on the seafront at Nice, in the closed section, ready for all the cycling the next day. And there's podium and everything's all sort of around you. So that was super exciting to see. And then they took us to Antibes, to, I don't know, Villa de Juna or something, I don't get the pronunciation, which was kind of a Moroccan-themed restaurant right on the front in Antibes. And it was hot, we all sat outside, it was absolutely glorious. And then the next morning, by 9 o'clock, we're off to get on this coach with all the other people from Continental Tyres. And the coach went from just sort of west of Nice to where the boat was.
The boat?
The boat, yeah. So we then got on a boat.
Right.
And the boat had free drinks, of course.
Which,
this
of course, you stayed away from.
A beautiful sunny day, absolutely gorgeous. And the boat took us sort of all along the coast, not rushing, so you could take lots of pictures and everything of Nice and between Nice and Monaco, the mountains and everything. And then it parked up in Monaco in the harbour, where you got off and you just walked around the harbour a little bit, and lunch was served at this stunning restaurant right next to the Bugatti car garage. Absolutely gorgeous restaurant. And then whenever you felt ready, you could go and watch the caravan going past with all the music and nutty things that they do. And you could go into the pits and look at all the different coaches and the bike setups and what was going on there as they were preparing for the time trial.
Right, so real VIP pass.
It was good, really, really good. Didn't see many of the riders, sadly, but it was really hot and humid, so I'll let them off.
Yeah.
I did see Geraint.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
right.
yeah, saw Geraint, and I saw Yvan Bernal as well. But most of the riders were inside, staying cool, which I kind of understand, because it was very hot and humid. It sort of tried to rain a little bit, a bit stormy, make the roads a bit slippery. And then we got the boat back, more free drinks, to Nice, and then at Nice, we walked along the front, which was just beautiful, and it was where all the time trial was going on, so there were loads of people cheering and yay! Woo! Woo! And then you went into your own VIP enclosure, which was on a lovely chicane bit where the bikes sort of double back. so you could watch them coming along. You could hear the cheering as they come along, and the helicopters and things.
Like a wave coming towards you.
And there was a sort of big double-decker bus in the compound with air conditioning, which was nice. And it's sort of one of these buses which sort of gets wider and goes higher and things on hydraulics. It was fascinating. Absolutely. I watched it going down afterwards. It was just brilliant. So you had that. They gave you a hat, another hat, so you got a straw hat that you could wear, and drinks and food, and watching all the cyclists going past. What was lovely is you got to cheer all of them and see all of them. But my goodness, they go fast, unbelievably fast. They're mad, absolutely mad.
You don't actually get the true sense of it when you're watching on TV, do you?
No, you really don't. You couldn't believe it. There was one who caught up with the cyclist in front just on our corner. And the speed he was catching him up, and there was a car in the middle, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how do you do that?
So you were really royally looked after by Continental.
We were well and truly brilliantly looked after by them. I cannot fault how they looked after us all weekend.
So you'll now be fitting Continental tyres to your bike, no doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll get the gaiters out.
I'm pleased to say I've got mine on.
Oh, jolly good. When we got back, it must be about a week later, we got a parcel from Continental Tyres, and we thought, oh, what's this? And we opened it up.
Probably the bill.
And we opened it up, and we have replica medals of what was awarded to the cyclists on the last day.
Goodness me.
And they're beautiful medals, really stunning. So that was just a nice little treat at the end as well.
Great, yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So my tip is, don't ever enter the competitions, because I want to win again next year.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be on competitions now permanently. But it's good because some people doubt that anybody ever wins these things.
And that's what everybody said. Everybody I said to, but nobody wins these competitions. I've never heard of anyone who's won it. Yeah, it's me.
But you did, yeah. Well done. You'll never forget that.
No. I mean, you know, I love the Tour de France.
Yeah, couldn't have been a better winner, really.
No. I watched the Giro, watched the Vuelta, and, I just love them all. So
now you've experienced it big time.
Yeah.
So you got back from France on what day was that? On the Monday?
On the Monday, yes.
And then?
On the Wednesday, we drove up to Scotland, to Dumfries and Galloway, because for my birthday, why you do it on your birthday, I don't know. I'd booked in to do a glorious gravel ride. There were different route options, but as it was my birthday, I chose the shortest, which was about 60 kilometres. And apart from all the midges, it was so tough. Views, the scenery were spectacular. But my goodness, it wasn't gravel, it was stones.
So it was billed as a gravel ride?
Yeah. My definition of gravel and theirs are very, very different, because it was just pure stones, so much harder.
It's where does it cross over to becoming a mountain bike ride, isn't it?
And where does gravel become stones?
Yeah, exactly. There's gravel and gravel.
I mean, it was worth it for the views, but my goodness, it was far enough for me, I can tell you. It was.
Were there people doing it on mountain bikes?
Yeah, and e-bikes, and a real mixture of gravel bikes, mountain bikes, e-bikes. Quite a lovely mixture. What was quite good was, sounds quite good, started with a really big climb. So all the macho men were struggling on the climb as much as everybody else, so you kind of think there's a good equaliser right at the beginning.
Bit of a leveller.
Definitely. I mean, really well organised.
And you had bike trouble?
Yeah, my free hub started playing up the day before, so they very kindly switched the wheels out so that
What the organiser did?
Yeah, brilliant. So it was really good of them.
Yeah.
And
who is the organiser?
Glorious Gravel, it's called.
Well, kudos to them.
Absolutely brilliant. Top tip though, for midges, anybody going riding in Scotland, Avon Skin So Soft, which you can get from Superdrug rather than Avon, and it is just the best stuff. Right.
Yeah, and that stuff was discovered by the Royal Marines. So big beefy Royal Marines, skin so soft.
Skin so soft.
It's good enough for them, it's good enough for the rest of us. I used to use it in France and it was great.
Yeah, well, it smells nicer than many other things.
And leaves your skin so soft.
But yeah, it was just brilliant stuff. My brother-in-law got totally bitten all over his legs.
Right. Why didn't you share Skin So Soft with him then?
Yeah, I hadn't taken it with me.
Yeah, right.
I'd left it in the caravan, so.
Well, here I am back where I started this morning. I've done nearly 62 miles so far, about another 4 miles to go, so going to be around about the 65, 66 today, which was not the plan. And I can tell you I wouldn't have managed it without the e-assistance. If I'd have been on me assistance, then I certainly wouldn't have made it. The headwind coming back was quite strong as predicted, so I saved most of my power for the return leg. I think I've only used used less than half the power so far. But of course I've got some hills coming up before I get home. But it's been a good day. I think I've been sensible. I haven't pushed myself too hard. I don't feel too tired. And although I'm quite chesty following the COVID, I haven't really exerted myself so much that I'm having a job to breathe because I've had that e-assistance. So that's really good. So anyway, shortish video today. Hopefully there'll be some longer ones coming up. And thanks for joining us. And look forward to you joining us next time. Bye for now. Oh, and remember, enter as many competitions as you can.